If there's one thing that a golfer can't tolerate, or can't afford in my case, it's 3-putt greens. I can live without the 1-putt greens, but I cannot live by 3-putting. There's no chance you'll ever shoot a good score. It will ruin your score and your day, and more importantly, your attitude more than anything I know. You've done all the heavy lifting to get to the green, and now you 3-putt the green. And you say, that wasn't distance related, I didn't have to be strong to do that. None of the above. So, practicing these by looking at the target is great. Very important. It stops you from being ball bound, of just thinking about the ball or the swing. You don't have to watch it. Learn the feel of it. It's much better. Then your brain can stay focused on the target. The next important thing I do is I spend a lot of time hitting very long putts, because nobody seems to have a feel for striking a ball more than 20 feet. I could bring Barry Brooks up here right now. Mr. Brooks, come on over here for a second. Bring your putter.
Oh.
You're going to get a chance to perform on TV.
Okay, great.
You say that now. Okay.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Brooks, I want you to go to the middle pin over here.
Yeah.
All right? Go ahead.
You want me to look at the ball?
No, I want you to hit your normal stroke. See how close you can knock that ball. Well, okay. So, I'll tell you though, the one that's 10 feet to the left of where his ball ended up was the pin he was going. The good news is here, and I know Barry has been practicing his distances. His distance was good. So believe it or not, that's as close as he can possibly be with where he aimed it. But if he'd have been also another 10 feet short, now we'd have really had an issue. Now he'd be probably 15 to 20 feet away from that pin. So it's very important. Now, I want you to go to the last pin way down the end. So you can see, here's where we're going to start to run into an issue. He's been working on this, like I said, but he's still struggling to find the length of the swing that it needs, that he can comfortably hit the ball that far. And that's the issue that I see a lot. Why don't you try one? Let's go first to the first pin that he went to. Well, you guys are making my case.
Wait a minute, that was terrible. I never thought I was going to do that.
Well, I did. And there's another one on top of it.
Yeah.
So your issue here isn't, I mean, those were perfect lines, but nowhere near the right distance. Now see if you can go to the last flag. So you can see you're still going to leave yourself well over 20 some odd feet, maybe 25 feet to get there. So let's talk about this.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's not unexpected. So the issue that you're seeing here, have a seat. The issue that you're seeing here is, how do I build power into my stroke? This is the issue that most people have. It's not an easy thing to do until you understand how. Now, the length of your swing determines how far your ball should go. How do you get your swing to be farther, or longer I should say, to hit a longer putt? Well, first of all, the reason most can't do it is you're holding the club too tight. And then what we do is we end up with a short swing, so then you're trying to hit it to make it go farther. Now I want you to watch this stroke. I'm going to go all the way off the green. Now you can see there's no lack of power in that stroke, but you didn't see me working very hard to get it. The reason I was able to do that is because I allowed my hands and wrists, my #1 speed producer, to react to my arm swing, my #2 speed producer. My arms create width. My hands being soft created an angle when I came back. There was no tension, no trying to push the club at the ball. Because the minute you do that, that's when you hit it thin, you top it, just like a regular shot. It's funny, maybe not so funny, but the physics of the game don't change from a 1-inch putt to a 300-yard drive. You still have to follow Mother Nature's rules here. So when you see me swing this club now, see how my arms swing back and there's a pace here so that I never feel tension in my hands. And when I swing my arm back, once my arm stops, and we've heard this in these other clinics, my hands and wrists are like hinges. So I allow my wrist to hinge and then I lead it through. Feeling my wrist hinge allows me the feeling of power here. So when I swing this club back, I'm still smooth, and I feel the swinging motion of the club with my arms, and I feel my hands and wrists having plenty of speed in them. I don't hit the ball with my hands and wrists, I lead it through. That hinging that took place on my backswing allows me to feel power. And then it's a matter of leading it through. But if I push it, I'll spend that power. And that's when you don't hit the ball solid. But most of the time, I see the issue is not even that, it's just too short a swing. And then you're forced with trying to hit it out there somewhere, and there's no way you can develop enough speed to do it. Get away from that cup. Okay, so a longer swing becomes necessary. Now, when you've got a short putt, it's a short swing. We don't need all that power. So even a short swing with a nice smooth acceleration will strike the ball the sufficient distance. But if you try to force your hands to do everything in the stroke, now they've got to carry the weight of finding you the distance, which is difficult on a long putt. And the second thing is getting this club to swing the club right down the target line at the target. That's an awful lot. So the way the modern players do it is they swing their arms back and let their hands and wrists merely react. So you have enough swing where your hands and wrists can react. You're holding the club very light. That creates the sensitivity you're looking for. For instance, if I said to you, I want you to feel the ribbing on this collar, you wouldn't be jamming your fingers together, squeezing it, because it would destroy your sensitivity. Holding it light is your best shot. It also allows the freedom of your arms to swing. We talk about these opposing muscles that we have. And when our muscles get tight, arms can't swing. That's another reason why your swing gets too short. You're going to have to learn how to relax. The best drill that I can give you is come over here, strike balls all the way to the far end. See if you can learn how to take a longer swing, trust it without any sudden change in grip pressure or body pressure. Critical, critical things. Now,